Hi, buenos dias. So, this is a sort of introduction to just tell some things about myself. Okay, so I'm Eugene S. Canindot, and I will be your instructor for this course. So, for my educational background, I was a graduate of Zamboanga City High School, Maine, in that was 1990 when Zamboanga City High School, Maine was still in Petit Barak. So that's a very long time ago. I finished Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering in the University of San Carlos, Cebu. That's in 1996. Probably you were not yet born during that time. And then finished my Master's in Engineering and Electronics and Communications Engineering in the LaSalle University in 2002. So if you're going to ask how old am I, short answer is I'm old enough to be your father. So most likely your parents will be more or less the same as my age bracket, around late 40s or mid 40s, or even early 50s. For work experience, so I was one of the founding faculty members of the engineering department. So wala pang engineering department noon, we founded the engineering department. At the time, engineering, the computer engineering, which is the first program under the engineering department, or the first engineering program in ADSU, was still under the computer science department. So we founded, humiwalay kami, and then we founded the engineering department. Then I became the first chair, uh, department chair of the engineering. So that was right after I finished my master's degree, is 2002. So when I returned, I became the department chair. And then for those of you who studied in ADZU for the past for your high school, probably high school or even senior high school, and you're familiar with the fire, the Brivaf Gym fire, it's 2016. So right after the fire, I was assigned as the assistant to the president for rebuilding. So we have to, like, of course we have to rebuild. We have to, like, uh, all the infrastructures that got burned, those things that we can still save or we can still build up. So I was heavily involved in that. And one of the major projects that I was really involved was the construction of the senior high school building, the Saavedra building. Of course, I was also involved with the Lantaka acquisition. Then, currently, I am the director of the Center of Information and Technology Services. So right after I became the department chair, it was like for 8 7 8 years I was the department chair. I became the director of the Center of Information and Technology Services. So the office is in the third floor college building. So what we do there is basically we manage all the anything IT infrastructure, IT resources, those things we manage. Kami yung nagmamanage. We do system, uh, we fix computers, we're involved in budget, ano ba yung bibilin, we involved in what technology. So, yung mga nakikita yung mga innovation, like the enrollment systems. The enrollment system is in-house, yung mga online system, the grading systems that you're using, ano ba, yung LMS, those things, kami talaga yung nag-ano niyan. We are heavily involved in most, if not all, not actually all, most of them, we develop them. Kami yung gumawa. Even the RFID, some schools bought their own RFID systems. ADZU, tayo mismo gumawa. Kami mismo, the CITS office. So, those are some of the things that we do. Okay. So, for my professional membership, I'm a member of the Institute of Computer Engineers of the Philippines. So, I only became a member 3 or 4 years ago. So, yeah. I'm also a member of PASCO. So, I'm sure familiar kayo sa PASCO. So, I accredit school. I go to schools. I went to school, but I go to schools to accredit. Like I went to Davao in Philippine Women University, or uh, or I went to Manila in University of the East, or I went to Cebu St. Therese College, and this to check on their ano, on their school and accredit and see what needs to be improved, etc. So I'm also a member of the Regional Quality Assurance, or RQAT. So this is more or less similar to PASCO, but this is an regional level, and this is under CHED. So once in a while, CHED will ask me, "Oi, Eugene, can you be a member of the RQAT? We'll go to WIMSU and check whatever they have there, what needs to be improved, etc." So this both the PASCO and RQAT more or less the same lang yung ginagawa. And then I'm also a member of the Industry Tripartite Council of Zamboanga City for Cyber Services, Information, Communication, and Technology. This is under DOLE. So whenever there are some friction or there are some problems that need to be resolved between the employees and employers, so there's this group and I'm a member of that, and we try to resolve and find solutions para everybody's happy and mawala yung problema. So that's the tripartite council. Okay, for my hobbies, I love to play badminton. So when boys my age were playing basketball, kasi basketball has been ever since basketball is big. We still don't have the e-games before, but yan, very physical yung mga games namin noon. So I play badminton. So I'm into competitive badminton, although I did not make the cut for varsity, but I play a number of tournaments. Yung mga ano. And unfortunately, hindi masyadong nananalo, hindi talaga nanalo. I know I won. There was one time that I won first place kalaban varsity. So at least nanalo pala. Okay. I'm I'm also into sci-fi and fantasy adventure books. Ayan, marami ako dito. Ayan. Medyo old school pa, paperback or hardbound. Unlike my daughter, she's using the tablet na, and meron siyang Kindle. So me, I still prefer to read hardbound books. Vagrant, this is the one that I finished a week ago. So meron akong tatlo ngayon. Sometimes I just read a couple of pages, or siguro at least one chapter, and then if I don't like the book, then I discard them. Sometimes I have like now I have three books that simultaneously I read, palit-palit lang, whichever uh, I feel like reading. So I'm into that. Before I sleep, I just read the book. And certified plantito, especially during the pandemic. So get some plants and did a lot of gardening. Probably I'll post some pictures of my plants. Magpapamine din ako. Just kidding. And then of course I'm also into anime. I think it's sci-fi fantasy adventure if you like to read those books. Most often than not, you're also into anime. So I started with the Voltes 5 and Mazinger Z, and because those are the animes during my time, Astro Boy, and then Ghibli Studio. So many great animes there. And then when I was a young adult, I was really into Samurai X Hunter, those animes, Akira. Then lately I finished two seasons of Attack on Titans, and then this one, Haikyuu. I'm watching this with my daughter. So I still watch anime once in a while, not as much, pero especially, but if there are some anime movies that that comes out, I watch them. Ano ba yung pinaka latest ano from Netflix? There was this anime, I forgot. But I watch all the Netflix anime. I watch them, whether it's a movie or it's a series. Anyway, so basically those are some of the things about me. Actually, there are more to this, but just to give you a glimpse, just to give you idea of who I am. Okay, so this is the um, contact info. If you need to email, or you want to say something, you can email me, or you can PM me. Look for me. This is my Facebook. I also have other social media accounts. Kaya lang, most of the time I'm in Facebook, so Facebook na lang. And then, of course, you can also call the office. This is the office. And if ever I will not be there when you called, you can just leave the message to the secretary. Si secretary na bahala sa inyo. Okay, so I think that's it for now, and thank you for listening.